this is what's so important. Like, let yourself grow.
Yeah, right.
Let yourself make mistakes. Let yourself grow, because that's the journey. Like, you got to start off as an idiot kid that fucks up everything. But look at how amazing of a powerhouse she is.
There was this sadness. And I knew that life is short. I had actually, lost my grandmother. We had lost Elena Housley. And both of them at the same time. There was just an aha moment in me where I said, you know what? You need to tap in, see what's really going on with your happiness. Life is short. Let's go. Let's start working on you and really focusing on what really, really matters here, which is, at the end of the day, your peace, your joy, and your happiness. So I would say that. And I was in therapy as well.
All right, so going off of her sister, who's SEFI.
Well, what can we prove?
I've seen a lot of Blast Last.
Blast Last.
I've seen that one.
And then what's interesting is you'll see somebody on a talk show where they're like, she did an amazing blast there at the end.
I saw quite a few where she's like, doing the
Sure,
Blast Last.
The point is like,
that one.
You get that last one, the very last one where she's like,
blasted.
She's concluded. She has done processing and concluding, and therefore she can blast. But then you watch her all the beginning of like, the fighting with her sister, and a lot on that TV show. She was doing a lot of, you could see the actual reality of her day to day, not just the perfect, snippet of her blasting on the one show.
Right.
Lots of blast. And that's the thing about energy DOMs, is that we swing with communication.
Yeah.
I was also seeing DE and SF.
Yeah.
I could say DE and SF.
Yeah, for sure. With the observer decider thing, one thing that I'm telling people that are observers and deciders, one thing that I say, I don't know if I have it here, is like, I do say specifically, it's like, it doesn't mean that you agree with other people's points of view.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't mean that you like them or not like them or you aren't heard. That's a good example with her arguing with her sister. All right, so the type we worked her out to be is SEFE, play, consume, sleep, blast, last. So same as her sister.
Same exactly as my sister, because
as your sister as well.
My sister. Yeah, not Tamara's sister. My sister, and she's also a 3, I would believe. She doesn't seem like a 1.
Let's go to her Instagram that you wanted us to go to.
Okay.
So it's hard.
Flexi.
See, that's what's hard. Who was it? There was a lady we did. There was an ESFP that I believe that she was social type 4 or 2. I can't remember. She was a 2 or 4.
She was doing the flexi stuff too.
And I'm like, ooh, and I caught it too. Like, there's one that a class I did by myself, and I was like, ooh, she might just be SF and then having to do the flex because of her job.
Yeah,
and
so you have to catch that. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't. Absolutely, you can't just go, oh, they wear flexi clothes, done.
Yeah, because she could have a social media person who's like, here, go to the boat and do that ridiculous stance,
right?
Like a flexi idiot, and she's like, oh, okay, whatever you say.
Right.
So you got to catch her in real life.
Right.
But I don't know. This is a lot of flex.
Yeah.
like how are we defining it? Just like show off, fancy.
You know what it feels like? And this
I
is
got
kind
my
of
bling.
This is kind of how Darren Brown would talk about it.
Look how cute she is. Look at this.
It's adorable. So freaking cute.
Like
she still does the same little, side ponytail thing. The way that I would see it from Darren Brown's perspective, it's like the head tilting up versus I want to be your friend. It's like, I'm making this like posture at you, even though like, hey, take a picture so that we could okay, fuck you pose. Instantly screw you pose.
Right.
Yes, that's totally anecdotal as well, but like the attitude, the NF of that, like her and her sister, like why haven't they been able to get along? So where is the exchange?
They're competing.
Yes.
They're those 3s are pretty aggressive. They're like little miniature number 1s.
Right. Yes. And she is very job oriented. Like, I was watching some of the TV show that they had. I don't know. They had some kind of reality TV series that they had, just showing them behind the scenes of their stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So she was saying I can't just be a mom. I thought that was very interesting, because one of the things that I see social wise is that the 4s do try and angle for eventually working it out to being a parent.
A real parent.
They're
like the only ones.
Okay, so one thing that I wanted to kind of wrap up here, because the person that we saw in the very beginning, I'm like, I would not have, the go to lunch. Would you go to lunch with this person?
Quite a few years ago, too.
I would be like, no, thank you.
Right.
I don't want to be around somebody that cognitively, off from seeing themselves.
But the last
girl, this is what's so important. Like, let yourself grow. Let yourself make mistakes. Let yourself grow, because that's the journey. Like, you got to start off as an idiot kid that fucks up everything. But look at how amazing of a powerhouse she is. Yeah, hell yeah, I'd love to go to lunch with her, hang out with her, learn from her. Like, she had lots of Tia-isms.
No, that was the other one. What was the other one's name?
Tamara isms.
I can't tell them apart. They look like twins.